Someone probably lost their job today, by user Ender Raccoon. This one's pretty short, I just thought it was funny. I logged in this morning before I clocked on to get my stuff set up. I had a couple minutes to kill before I clocked in, so I stepped away for a second thinking, oh, this is gonna be an easy day. It was not an easy day, dear readers. When I came back to my desk, our queue had skyrocketed from like 3 holding to 100 plus. A clear sign that something broke, and it broke bad. Right before I clocked in too. So I get on queue, doctors are angry, nurses are confused and scared, cats and dogs living together, total anarchy. I find out that the servers that host the EMR system went down and there wasn't a whole lot we at the desk could do. After about an hour everything comes back up. And we find out the reason the entire system went down was because a fiber cable in one of the data centers got cut. And nearly took half the hospital network down with it. I pity the poor person who was responsible. You'll never guess what brought down our network today, by user housing signal. Our company's corporate office internet and phone connections were down all day today. Finally, in the last few minutes of the day, my supervisor, who's the head of the IT department, called me with our telecom company on the line, and they told me and my IT coworker that they had found that a certain IP address was causing the entire network to go down. It was pushing our main network server to over 75% CPU use, single-digit percentages were normal. So we go through unplugging network cables all throughout the office until finally there's one where they say that's it. That's the one. But it was a docking station, so we reconnected the docking station and started unplugging things that were connected to it. Finally we unplugged the thing that seemed to be the cause of all our problems. It was a wired mouse. Business points fingers, Sister Dev breaks them off, by user ID work. Business doesn't keep track of their documentation very well and, coupled with a lot of turnover, results in large volume of blaming IT when results aren't what they wanted. After many meetings and reviews, business declares that the system must be fixed or face consequences. The system isn't broken, it's doing what the business requested, and it also logs all the actions it takes. Sister developer finally has enough and modifies the logging process to track actions by project. It did not take long for the business to come pointing fingers again. This time, sister developer pulled up the log files, showed everyone the project number, pulled up the requirements, and then asked what was the issue when the system is doing exactly what the requirements said to do. Business backpedaled and stopped the meeting. Business incompetence begins to show, and they started to go after each other playing the blame game. IT now just sits back and just waits for the next change. Sister developer says they fixed the system, the business. These monitors need to go now, by user GL33D. Hello all, long-time lurker first-time poster, you have read all this before. First liner and only been in the job for a handful of months, so I don't really know what I'm talking about. At my company we are going through a lot of audits right now, and part of that has been cutting down the amount of inventory the IT team has and rebuilding the asset management system from scratch. The entirety of the old IT team was useless and were replaced with us. We got close to the end of the day that this was due by and were feeling good. A lot of literal trash had been thrown out, what was too valuable to throw out was organized, new asset management system was in place, and we were 99% confident everything was on there. It was then that the head of the audit asked about the IT inventory that was in the basement. We didn't even know we had anything down there, so we went and checked it out. We found probably around 150 older 22 monitors and started freaking out. We had no idea where they came from, wasn't on old asset management at all. We were informed that we couldn't just throw them out either and that they had to be responsibly recycled, but we did not have the time to organize that before the audit anymore. After a ton of bickering between different departments, I came up with the idea of just emailing everyone in the office and saying they were free to collect, take as many as you want. To my surprise, this was signed off. I thought we would get rid of a handful and have to start driving to every charity shop in town to donate what was left over the weekend. Not even a minute after sending that email we had a queue going all the way out of the basement, and probably about an hour later we managed to shift every single monitor. These people went insane for these monitors that were probably worth less than £100 each. Lesson learned, people love free shit. Repetition is key, by user Ertz23. After taking a loss against my coworkers in a friendly competition, I had drawn the short straw and was forced to do a desktop delivery. The junior engineer looked up at me with annoyance. "J.E., it needs to be bigger." Me, the screen? I was already tired from lugging the new desktop over to this ungrateful new employee. So my mood was jovial but frayed. "J.E., a few more inches should do." Me, "This is what your manager ordered." "J.E., I'm head of the new Revolve project. The new employee looked at me intently. I smiled at him fondly. Me? Oh cool. I think I have chance of getting the world record for coffee consumption. What? I was greeted with a look of total confusion. Me, work really gets in the way of the record though. To have a real shot I'd probably need to retire. What? I smiled down at the engineer, shrugged and slid him the completed order form, pointing to the signature line. Too tired to explain anything. Hey. What are you going to do about the size? Me, sorry, size problems aren't really my area. Maybe see a doctor, I mumbled under my breath. I don't accept this computer. Me, don't accept? The junior engineer crossed his arms and refused to sign the form. Nope. I don't accept it. Me, okay. I scrawled my own name down and turned away and started walking towards the break room. Wait, what? Did you just forge my signature? Where are you going? Me, I'm gonna go practice. Gotta get the reps up.